What does Brahmagyana mean? Knowing Brahmana as it is, absolute omniscient existence is Brahmagyana. The next question is, knowing the Brahmagyana is of how many types? Answer is, Brahmagyana is of two types, Paroksha and Aparoksha. Two types, Paroksha and Aparoksha. Question number 7. What is Paroksha Brahmagyana? Knowing Brahmana to be Satchitanand, truth's ever conscious pure bliss, is Paroksha Brahmagyana. There is an existence which is Sat. I would like you to remember this terminology better than the English words, because the English word is not appropriately defining the Sanskrit word. So although we are saying truth, but Sat has its own beauty. So let's do it. Sat, Chit, Anand. Say it.
Sat, Chit, Anand.
So Sat, Chit, and it's a smaller also. Otherwise we'll say truth, ever conscious, ever blissful. Oh, long statement. Let's go in a small abbreviations. Satchitanand. It's just one word. Satchitanand. Satchitanand is, this knowing is called Paroksha Brahmagyana. Next question. What is the consequence of knowing the Paroksha Brahmagyana? The answer is a removal of Asatvāpādaka āvaraṇa, that is the veil that shrouds the reality of Brahman's existence. So what is the result, or should we say what's the benefit, more better word, what is the benefit of having Paroksha Brahmagyana? That is, it removes one veil. Now there are many veils, but it now removing one veil, which is called Asattva. Asattva means untruth, Padak, existing. When you say there is no God, this is the veil, this is an ignorance. But when the Guru says Satchitananda Vyapak, Brahman exists. So this takes away the Ajnana of that there is no Brahman. So now the disciple says Brahma is there. See, if we don't know that something exists, why would we desire to have it? First we have to know that something exists. That's what the marketing people do. You were working in kitchen, in bathroom, in your room, with your children, you were just playing around, you were waiting for the news to happen. But it can be anything. A soap, ad of a shampoo, ad of a drink, ad of, children's diapers. Huh? It's a diaper ad, and now you're listening to it. And then toothpaste and toothbrush. And then you go for your shopping. And then you bang on, you see that same product in the aisle. And like a hypnotized person, you'll pick that. Okay, now you don't know the marketing and advertisement has screwed your brain. They have passively ingrained in you to buy that toothpaste, or that drink, or that water, or that soap, or that noodle, or that clothing, whatever. Now, what's happening in a continuity when you see and when you hear about a product, your mind begins to want that. That's what advertisement does. It creates wants in your mind. That's why it's very dangerous to watch advertisements. So my suggestion is, like what I do, if I have to watch news, wherever the ad comes, I'll just mute it. And after maybe 2 minutes or so, I'll just check. Does the news come back? No, I'll still mute it. Not even look at the screen. They are playing with your minds. They are playing with your brains. They are making a ruckus in your brain. And they are creating those false needs in your brain. Which can't be good thing. Which can't be good thing at all. So what do we need? We need to see that does Brahma exist or not? And our Guru says, yes, Brahma is there. And Brahma is Sat Chit Ananda. This is the benefit of Paroksha Brahmagyāna. Question 10. When is Paroksha Brahmagyāna considered to be complete? Answer. As per the dictum of Vedic scriptures and words of self-realized masters, when one has an unwavering conviction in the existence of Brahma as the absolute reality, the Paroksha Brahmagyāna is then considered to be complete. What is the completion? We have, although the seeking mind has no experience of Brahma, but my master, my Guru has it. My Sadguru has it. And my Sadguru is saying that Brahma exists, and I do believe onto the word of my master. But mind you, this belief will not remain a belief if you keep on working in sync, in partnership with the Guru. Soon that day would come where the Brahma would be your reality. But Vedanta, it does begin with the belief onto the master and to the Vedas. And it takes away this ignorance, this darkness of does Brahma exist or not? Guru says yes, it does. And Brahma is Satchitanand. And Shishya is relieved. Oh, finally. Okay, Brahma exists. Now this is the completion of the Paroksha Brahmagyāna. Question 11. What is Aparoksha Brahmagyāna? I am Satchitananda Brahma. Knowing this is Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. First stage was Brahma exists. Removed Asatvāpādaka āvaraṇa. What is Aparoksha? Aparoksha is I am that Brahma. When we say Brahma is absolute, question is, am I included in that or not? If say I am excluded, then Brahma is not omniscient. If Brahma is not omniscient, then this Brahma is not Brahma. See, this is what the daring of the Vedanta is. It also does post-mortem of Brahma. We'll cut through it. And that's why I say, in this whole wide world, nothing is equivalent to Vedanta. Nothing comes close. No philosophy, no ism, no sect doesn't come even close. This is what I would say, the dare of the Vedanta. That Vedanta says, if Brahma is absolute, and I say I also exist, and the Brahma is also there. Now, are we like a pair, like a husband-wife sitting together? You know, this is Brahma and this is me, so we are together. Is it like this? Or it's like, you dissolve a sugar or salt in the water and it becomes one. Then they are not different. Is God dissolved in me? But mind you, with the process of distillation, you can remove the salt and sugar from the water. So they are not unified for totality or in eternity. You can separate that. So if I am one now, maybe then someday Brahma gets separated from me? What's the case? Then there are examples given. And examples are, the water has become the wave. And if say wave has forgotten this and the wave wonders, where is water? The wave is told, you are water. A golden ring asked the question, where is gold? And she was given answer, you are gold. So the seeker says, where is Brahm? And Guru says, you are Brahm. Right? You are Brahm. That is Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. Question 13. How is Aparoksha Brahmagyāna categorized? Mind you, step by step we are moving into very same subject, but it's getting more deeper and subtler. Question 13. How is Aparoksha Brahmagyāna categorized? Answer. Aparoksha Brahmagyāna is classified as a Adriḍha and Adriḍha. Adriḍha means unwavering and Adriḍha means wavering. Adriḍha can be also called firm and Adriḍha means not firm. Adriḍha can be called resolved and Adriḍha would be unresolved. So like now, if I ask, who are you? And you say, I am Brahm. But when you go out of this room, you know, how can I be Brahm? I am just a body. I am just a jiva who has done so many erroneous paap, sins. So forgetful, stupid, naive, filled with ego and greed. How can I be Brahm? Well, it is the sheer power of the Guru that makes you say, I am Brahm. But you go away from Guru's presence and then again you say, no, how can I be Brahm? So when you have these doubts, this is called wavering jnana, not firm in the resolve. So Adriḍha and Adriḍha. Question number 14. What is Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna? Conviction in the oneness of Atman and Brahm, despite the feeling of Asambhāvana and Vipareetabhāvanā, that is, that Jiva is separate from the Brahm and the body material world is real. This contrary conviction is Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. When Adriḍha means not firm. So for some moments you feel, yes, my true self is Brahm. And then you say, no, it's not. Then you say, yes, it is. Then you say, no, it is not. Then you sometimes say, maybe my Guruji's self is Brahm and I am just a drum. How can I be Brahm? Right? Now the Brahmagyana is saying that Brahm alone is truth. But for you, this world is truth. Guru is saying Brahm alone is the embodiment of bliss. But you think vanilla ice cream is bliss. Boyfriend is bliss. Sleeping with my husband is bliss. Going in a car for a ride is bliss. Eating a dosa or a pizza or a this or that is bliss. For you, bliss is something more than Brahm. Now what is this? This is Adriḍha. And again the veil of doubt when comes onto the mind, Asambhāvana comes from the word Asambhāv, and Asambhāv means impossible. Sambhav, Sanskrit means possible. Asambhav means impossible. So Asambhāvana, bhavana is emotion. So it's an impossible emotion that I can be Brahm. This makes your knowledge as Adriḍha. And when you have the Vipareetabhāvanā, Vipareet means opposite, Bhavana means emotion. When you have an opposite emotion, I am just a body, Oh, I was born, one day I will die. How can I be Brahm? Opposite to the reality, when you have the belief, then it is called Vipareet, having the opposite emotion. So what does this Ajnana give you? One is Asambhāvana and second is Vipareetabhāvanā. Asambhav, it is impossible that I am Brahm, and the second is that I am just a body and mind. I am nothing more than that. So when the Ajnana, darkness, is residing in the mind, these are the two things which are living, dwelling in the mind. One is the impossibility of me being Brahm. See, Vedanta is not saying you will see Brahm. World over, everybody is waiting. Oh God, when will I see you? It might be of any religion, right? Praying. And they are hoping, oh God, when will I see you? When will I see you? It's just like saying, oh fragrance, when will I see you? When will I? How can you see a fragrance? You nincompoop. Can you see a fragrance? No. Can you hear a color? No. Can you touch a fragrance? You touch a flower, not the fragrance, remember. So this whole idea that one day I wish to see God, and people ask me many times, oh, when will I see God? Oh, when can I see God? I want to embrace God. Well, God is not a bloody human body which you want to embrace. Now, because you consider God as a human form, you want to see, you want to touch, you want to listen and whatnot. But Vedanta says Brahma is an absolute existence which doesn't have a name. We are calling it Brahm. Brahm is not saying I am Brahm. Mind this. Brahm is a pointer which Vedas are using to help us to identify what that reality is. So even the Brahma word is given by the human mind to that existence. The existence. Now this box doesn't know I am a box. This box, although cannot speak, but say if we give a tongue to this box, like a cartoons, the box begin to speak, and say if the box speaks, then the box might say I am a box. Now the Brahma has no tongue. So how will Brahma speak? To have a tongue you have to have a mouth. To have a mouth you have to have a body. To have a body means it's a bone, flesh, phlegm, urine, blood, plasma, etc., etc. Now if this is Brahma, what I am saying, a body, then definitely that body is not Brahma. That body is not Brahma. So it's impossible that I can be Brahma. Asambhāvana and the Vipareetabhāvanā is that I am a body and I cannot be Brahma. So this is what the Adriḍha, wavering, Aparoksha, Brahmagyāna looks like, seems like. Next question, question number 15. How does one attain Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna? Answer. Listening to the various scriptures while the mind is still, sullied, impure, and Brahma is a non-dual, believing this to be impossible, and influence of the company of Bhedvadi, those who believe in duality, and Paamara, the depraved vile people, Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna is attained when in the presence of above factors one listens to the truisms expounded by the self-realized masters. Now, the mind with which you are listening to the jnana, the knowledge, one point is that, is your mind sullied? If answer is yes, then even after listening to the knowledge, you won't get the true benefit. If your mind is impure, you won't gain any benefit. Brahmana is a non-dual. If you think that is impossible, because in your mind, I exist and God exists, if that's the notion, you can never have the firm, Adriḍha, Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. If you are in the company of a Bhedvadi, Bhed means difference. Bhedvadi means who feel that me and God are two entities and we can never become one. Hence, a devotee of a Krishna is hoping to see Krishna one day, but is not hoping that I'll become Krishna. Like somebody is hoping that I'll see Jesus one day, although, well, not Jesus, let's say God, but still would say, can't say that I'll become God. They say, I'll see God. Now that seeing is a vision. And if somebody has a vision while praying or meditating or sitting silently and they had some vision of a light and then there are many who believe, I have seen God. I've met many people who said, 20 years ago while sitting in calmness, I saw God. And since then I'm waiting, the God never appeared again in front of me. I said, well, how do you know what you saw was God? The lady said, well, God is light, and I saw light. I said, but who said God is light? If God is everything, then even darkness is God. Who said God is light? Now she must have heard too many Puranic stories where the God is considered to be with somebody who has a form. So stories like this have been heard hundreds and millions of times. So everybody believes God is someone which can be seen. Now if you are listening to people who are talking in these terms, or whether you are reading the book called Bhaktamal, in which all these stories where God appeared in front of Dhanna Bhagat and Mirabai and Namdev, and Sadhanaji and Bhikham, and so many names. There are, I believe, some 50 stories or maybe even more, where these bhaktas were doing kirtan and were crying and were in a tough situation, and suddenly God comes and protects them. So deep down this idea is there. Now this idea is of Bhedvada. Bhed, different. Vada, philosophy. So if you sit with too many people who are Bhedvadis, you will never attain Brahmagyāna. 2. They say if you are keeping company of Paamara, Paamar is a person who is filled with vile. Paamar is a person who says that I need to indulge in joy. If it means to steal, steal, but you should have wealth. If it means to kill somebody and usurp the property of that person, do it. This is the mentality of a Paamar-purush. It's one of the most lowest of all the sinful people. See, we have a categories, Vishayi, Pamara, Bogi, and they come with all their own distinctive definitions. So a Pamara is the worst kind of a person. Like if he takes a fancy on a woman, will abduct that woman, will rape that woman, and he believes that that's my birthright. I can own any woman. So my point is that when somebody is a plunderer, a rapist, an arsonist, we have one word for that person in Sanskrit, and that is Pamar. So this knowledge is not for a Pamar. If you have a company of those people who love to just indulge, what's wrong in eating a chicken? What's wrong in dancing? What's wrong when you drink and then you dance and then you are going to lose the senses, whether that's your wife or somebody else's wife, and that woman too is drunk, and both are spouse to somebody else, but under the intoxication they might end up in a bed, and then they say, oh, so what? We just had good time. They are called Paamar. So if you are a Paamar yourself, obviously why would you be interested in this Vedantic scripture? But if you are keeping friendship with such people, it's a reminder. The Granth is giving you a reminder that you are doing a great harm to yourself, because it takes away your eligibility to be a good audience, and you won't be able to absorb or use this Brahmagyana. So it's very important, one, that you purify your mind. Two, that you never say that Brahm is cannot be, Brahm is separate from us, and I am always going to remain like that. And you never have company of Bhedvadi, and also you stay away from the Paamar, And Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna is attained when, in the presence of the above factors, one listens to the truisms. You are now listening to this great Jnana, but you have these problems, which I have listed now, these three major problems. What would be the result? Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. You have a knowledge, sure, but that's wavering. That's not of full resolve. It's like you have a grenade bomb, but which is a dud. You have a bomb, but it is a dud. Now, it won't explode. What would you do with this? So the knowledge will be alive and kicking for you only then when you remove these three problems. But still, I'll take this last question. What is the consequence of Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna? Answer is attainment of higher planes of existence. And one will be born in a prosperous, righteous family. Or if one is desireless, then one will be born in the clan of Gnostics. With all these three problems which your mind might be engrossed in, meaning your mind is not pure, mind is solid. Your mind has Bhedvadi ideas, and your mind is very lustful and has those tendencies of a keeping company of Paamar people. But still you have heard this Jnana. The greatest benefit what you get. The benefit is, see what a beautiful benefit you are getting. One, you attain higher planes of existence. Now what are these higher planes of existence? As I have said, there are not physical, these are called mental planes. Mental planes which keep the mind in a peaceful state. Like this whole idea about heaven, for example, is like a higher plane. It's not physical, but it is. Your mind will create. For example, just yesterday somebody was telling me that because of they are doing the Anushtana and they are sitting in the temple more and doing the japa more, she said that I had a dream. In my dream, I am in Rameshwaram and I am going to the temple thinking that now the temple opening time is there, and I go there and I meet a Pandit, and Pandit says, oh, you have come again. And I say, oh, Panditji, you have recognized me. He says, yes, I do recognize you. Come, I'll take you to the sanctum sanctorum. And she takes me in, and I offer the marigold flowers to the Shiva Lingam, and I sing the arti and do the beautiful darshan. And then she woke up. And then she found it was just a dream. But when this dream was happening, it was a reality for her. Right? This is called higher plane. Now just imagine that a person dies, but his mind goes into this kind of zone. What a joy. What a fun. What a happiness. When we say heaven, and then heaven means that the person has moved into this mind state where everything is good. Rain is falling, person is swinging, food is available, streams are flowing, birds are chirping, peacocks are dancing, and there's a group of friends who are singing and dancing and rejoicing. This is heaven. So we say, after listening to the Aparoksha Brahmagyāna, it's although Adriḍha, but yet you can attain the higher planes of existence. And when the person will be born again, will be born in a very pious family, parents will be great and good, who will give you a very pure environment and nurture your mind and body in right dosages where your mind becomes pure and you are following all the yogic, danam, japam, dhyanam, pujan, worship, chanting names of God, sitting down doing pranayam, Mahatmas come in this house, the family is going to Mahatmas and great people and sages. That's how the family environment is. This is the result of listening to this Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. And also, what do you get? We say that if somebody doesn't has any desire at all. Now see, there is a little contradiction over here. Because on one side he says, if your mind is sullied and if your mind is impure, that's why you have Adriḍha Aparoksha Jnana. And on the other side they are saying that if your mind is desireless. See, that's true, that when you started the journey your mind was sullied. But point is, after listening the jnana, would your mind still remain sullied? Or actually you would try to change it? Make it purer. Make it sattvic. And if you begin to do that, then obviously, from the time you listen to the jnana and to the time the body dies, there might be a span of 20, 30, 40 or maybe 50 years, we don't know. But if these 30, 40, 50 years you keep on reflecting on the jnana and keep the company of the guru and keep serving the master, the chances are mind won't remain sullied. So obviously there can be a state where the mind has become desireless. Now if this happens, then surely you will be born in a family where the father and mother are realized masters themselves. Like we have so many, like say Rishi Parashar gives birth to Vedavyasa. Now Vedavyasa is born to Parashar. Parashar, a great Rishi, and son becomes greater. And we have this Vedavyasa has a son named Shukdeva. It is said that the Shukdeva won't come out of the womb of the mother. Why? He was asked. He said, if I come out, there's all Maya outside. I don't want to be with the Maya. I am very happy over here, I'm meditating inside. And then it is said that Vishnu said, okay, I'll hold my Maya for 3 pala. Pal. It's a quantification of the time. That I'll hold the Maya for those 3 pala and you just come out. And he said, okay. But when he comes out, it is said, he picked up his begging bowl, kamandal, and just walked into the jungle. He said, I don't want to be with the father or mother. Now, it might seem an unbelievable story, but see, when I even in this Kali Yuga, I meet these young children who are so ready to join me and leave everything, and they are so convincingly clear about their life goals that they have only one goal, and that is to become a Swami, to become a sannyasi. I met even a child who said, I want to be a guru. Not just a sadhu. Guru means the accomplished one. Guru is not just a post, it means being an accomplished one. Now, who are these kids? Surely they are those in their previous lives who happened to meet a master, heard the Aparoksha Brahmagyāna, it was Adriḍha, it was a wavering one, but they might have been doing some kind of a sadhana, and then obviously body will die one day. And now again the birth has happened, and now in this new birth, they are so ready to do the incomplete job and complete it. So these are the benefits of having received the Adriḍha Aparoksha Brahmagyāna. That's it for today.